We have Brooms up here. Costa's going to overrun the ball, but it's going to be Ashkar that's going to pick it up. Boston is going to come away with control. It's going to be Ashkar up top. Jack Mosley of RPI on the left. Alyssa Giaroso on Ashkar's right, flanking behind hoops. Exchange of beats from Havlin and Kiefer. Pass back behind hoops to Giaroso. Giaroso not able to complete it. It's going to be Palpour. He's going to be able to keep this play alive, though. Gets past Das 2. Palpour flings it over to Giaroso. Giaroso scores. That was the passing we couldn't see early on in game one because of the rain. Rochester able to figure their stuff out. Get an early goal on Boston. Score is 10-0 Rochester. Got Archibald with the ball. Archibald's beat out, but Havlin's able to trade, get Bludgers on the ground. Here comes Costa down the middle. Costa jumping over Palpour. It's no goal. There's going to be a conversation about this one. Both teams still have their starter being lines in here. Would expect to see a sub soon for Rochester. Lulu is out on the pitch, so Boston's full starting beater line is out. Costa had a pretty good look on that drive. All the Bludgers were on the ground by Havlin. But Palpour was able to step up on Costa, forcing him to pull up for a jump shot, basically. It's going to be no goal. The ball just kind of slipped underneath the hoops. I think there's going to be some conversation about Bludgers or something as Lulu gets involved in this discussion with the ref bureau.
You can't make that call in space. The angle is different. You gotta move. You gotta move with the ball.
Call is still confirmed. 10-0 Rochester. Ashkar is going to start with the ball behind his own hoops.
Teddy, off right now, man.
Kiefer is warding for Ashkar. Ashkar takes it around the left side. Teddy's going to get a big hit on Ashkar as he swings it over to Jack Mosley. Jack Mosley able to get around his former RPI teammate Beckman. Mosley over to Ashkar. Ashkar rips a shot, but it's no good wide. Palpour with a good hustle play to get that ball, but I believe it went out of bounds as he gives up the ball to Jake. Again, a lot more passing than we saw in the first game. Able to really figure out their game as Archibald's able to take a look now. Good pick from Beckman, gives him a little bit of room, but offense is going to get slowed down now. Archibald swings it over to Das 2. Das 2 works it down below to Costa. Costa, swing to the middle, finds Jake on the alley-oop. It's a goal. There's going to be on the call on the play. Havlin, Lou are able to maintain body control.
He just went straight in.
Not sure what this call is. It's going to be no call. No call on the play. 10-10 the score. We're at the 2:25 mark of this game. Here comes Bassimo on the outside. Big beat by Havlin. Lulu's able to force the turnover. Girosa doesn't see Havlin behind her. Here comes Beckman. Beckman gets by Joe Lombardi. Flicks it over. Chris Dasty with the dunk. Beckman was able to draw the contact from Joe Lombardi and Bassam Ashkar. Able to flick it over to Grace Datu with a great finish. Goal will stand 2010, favor of Boston Forge. Rochester's going to have a couple subs here. Got Amanda Michaels and Vargas subbing into the game. Once again, more high pressure from Boston. Rochester really not able to get over half yet. Ball's on the right side. Gets it up top to O'Connor. O'Connor's going to swing it back. Good dodge for beat. Wild throw over the top. So we got another stoppage from Toby March. It's for a bludger off pitch. That one almost went into the ocean. Havlin's able to collect though. Dastu's going to have possession of the ball. Havlin's going to give her so much room to drive. Forces the ball out of Rochester beater's hands. Beckman is going to lose possession though and get kind of knocked from behind. Very wet pitch. Rochester's going to recover here. Havlin pump fakes the ball out of Rochester beater's hands. Havlin loses the ball, but Lulu able to keep control within that exchange. It's a good beater pair work there. O'Connor is going to swing it over. Havlin beats out everybody. Havlin driving past the beater. Havlin has run out of people to beat as Beckman drives in, but it gets knocked out of his hand. Beckman will kick it back to Costa and reset the offense. Here comes Archibald. Archibald wrapped by two, but Beckman has it now. Behind hoops, swung over to Dastu, but she just bobbles it. She was also probably beat on that play. Havlin able to cause massive chaos in the Rochester beater substitution as he gets wrapped from behind by Kiefer. One ball is on the ground. Havlin's finally going to be able to get this call as Joe Lombardi recovers the quaffle for Rochester. .2010 is the score in favor of Boston at the 5-minute mark. Going to get a yellow card here on Brady Grow. To make contact from behind on Havlin as forcing chaos in the beater substitution. Because of that, quaffle will go back to Boston. Greenhouse at the top of the key. He's got Havlin and Zoo, giving him plenty of space. Lombardi's going to get beat out. Harry Greenhouse takes it to the lane and he scores 30-10.
There we go.
We're going to have a beater sub now for Boston. It's the Nasta Dillman line. With that goal, Brady Grow is back in at beater. Vargas is going to get hit. Costa's going to get told to tag back up. Ball is up top. Solomon Gminiak with the ball. Gminiak will swing it over to the wing. Ball work down behind. Shot is no good, and it will go all the way back. Remember, shots. Vargas will recover that. Some question as to whether or not that was a reset. March declaring that it was. Vargas looks for a pass behind. Dillman misses the beat, but Dastu is able to recover before she's able to turtle here. No one is getting that from her. Nasta's able to clean up. Gominiak tries to sneak by, but Nasta taps them out. Jake Archibald finds Greenhouse at the Pomo. And a good finish, but we have a little conversation going on here with the refs. Boston's fired up. You can see both offenses willing to pass the ball a lot more. Boston clicking a little bit more than Rochester, but you know, they're at least making the opportunities to find the open cutters around the hoops. That wasn't really an option in game one. It's going to be another call on Brady Grove for contact to the neck, but the good goal will negate penalty time. Rochester's going to call a timeout. Score is 40-10 in favor of Boston here. Smart timeout here from Rochester. You know, they were able to keep game one close, I think, because of the rain. Offenses weren't really clicking. Hopefully this gives them a chance to reset, refine their looks. Their defense has been strong, especially early on in this game, able to knock the ball out of Boston's hands, making those cuts to hoops. But I think the beater game really coming alive here for Boston, just giving too much room.
You're going to try and stay on the midline as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to try and stay as close to the center of that circle as possible.
Yeah, good job.
Benny, time? Time is 6:36 as we come out of this timeout. More than any time left before we get to snitch on pitch. 6:36. Josh England's going to have the ball here. Gilman and Nasta firmly in control of bludger possession here. Rochester's going to take a sub as Vargas comes to the bench. Brendan Jacobs into the Quaffle game. Angler's up the top as Brady Grove in front of him, warding off Harry Greenhouse. Swings it over to the right. Tons of space in the middle, but it's blocked by Jake Archibald. Dillman's looking to press. Dillman with a good throw on Brady Grove. It's a foot race to the loose bludger. Gominiak, meanwhile, putting a lot of pressure on Archibald. Archibald feels like he wasn't out of the keeper zone yet. Gominiak wanting to push the tempo, though. Feels like Archibald had stepped out of the zone. Meanwhile, we have Dillman and Brady Grove fighting over this bludger right in front of Rochester hoops. Dillman looks like she's going to be able to get a finger on this. They're both awkwardly hunched over this third bludger. Solomon Gominiak. Looks like they are going to pick up a card. For those that didn't hear it, it was a legal procedure called on Solomon Gominiak. That's a blue card. Those don't stack. So it's 1 minute in the box right until Boston scores. Here comes Archibald. Leanne Dillman is tying up the third bludger, giving Harry Greenhouse plenty of room to shoot that. However, it's no good. Boston loses control, but Dillman is able to put in good work, lose that from behind, and we'll get a good throw off. No beaters back for Boston here. Rochester will just throw that ball out of bounds. Wasted possession. Boston didn't have any bludgers back in the game, but now Nasta and Dillman have both bludgers as Boston inbounds the ball. We have Skura in Acosta's taking a sub for Doyle. We have Morgan Bertram coming into the game as well. We have Greenhouse behind hoops. Lee clears some space out for Skura. Skura, the ball kind of slips out. Bertram's going to look to take her space now. Bertram's beat out. You got Skura driving. Floater over the top. Finds Doyle. Doyle scores. Correction, that's Finn McGargan. Got Bass and Ashkar taking the ball now. Callanan on his left. Do this Palpour on his right. Strong beater battle. Probably ensuing as Ashkar wants to take a space. Pass to what would have been back left hoop over to Jack Mosley, but Jack Mosley just wasn't there. Skura's taking up the ball now. Dillman's going to clear him some space up top. Boston does not have control. A wild beat. Dillman's able to force one as the ball comes out of bounds. Just like that, Boston has control back. Greenhouse taking some space. Ashkar, top of the key. Typical Rochester zone with keeper playing up so far. Ashkar gets a pop on Harry, but he's beat. Greenhouse throws it over to Bertram. Bertram with a throw over the top of Palpour. It's good. Off the rim. Again, this is the passing play we didn't see earlier on. Boston able to connect these passes now. Dillman and Nasta sitting with control here. Rochester really hasn't been able to create much with Boston in control. Bludgers are on the ground, however. Wild throw over the top. Skura's looking to run. Jack Mosley is not beat. Pressured by Skura, but Finn McGargan. Nobody home. Breaks the hoop. From the man from Tufts. Gets the goal. Score is 40-10 in favor of Boston. 60-10 is the score. 10 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Jack Mosley was picking up a blue card there for playing after beat. Apparently the Dillman throw connected with him. But the penalty will negate that. Or the goal will negate that penalty, I should say. Excuse me. Boston's gonna get a beater sub in here now. They got Karen Collier and Sierra Matero coming in at beater. Again, maintaining budget control.
With that goal called good, it is 10-70 Boston.
Here comes Mosley down the right wing. Mosley able to break one. Flings it across, but Skura's all over it. Skura on the fast break again, has Palpour and a beater in front of him. Skura loses possession as he gets beat out. Morgan Bertram's able to put pressure, but Palpour right by her. Gonna need a hit. Palpour with the floater into the middle hoop. Skura just did not see the beater. Palpour able to pick up the sloppy play and finish. Jack Mosley's going to take a sub here for Joe Lombardi. Skura with the ball up top. Montero and Collier still in possession of budget control. A little bit of a logjam up top. Boston trying to find their shape on offense here. Harry with a little bit of space. Collier with a big throw and an even bigger tackle. Greenhouse could drive a truck through that lane and he scores. That play was created by Kieran Collier there. A big throw and even bigger tackle. Used all of the space. $80-20. Boston in the lead. However, no budges in the play. Rochester's able to score. Huge tackle. And an even another bigger one again. Boston swarming this Rochester offense. Morgan Bertram had the first tackle. I believe that was Bento behind Hoops who had the second. However, Bento is going to get a tackle here. They're going to get a yellow, excuse me. It was a good hustle play from Boston. Unfortunate to get the card. Palpour is going to have the hoops. He's got two Boston defenders and Kieran Collier with a bludger right in front of him. The smart play here is to just take the reset, which they do. Montero, however, with this ball. Hickmott with a smart play to keep the ball in bounds. She beats it twice. It's a 500 IQ play from Hickmott. O'Connor's got the ball up top. Gioresso on the right. Joe Lombardi on the left. Working it down.
30 seconds.
A little bit of movement up top. We'll work it down to Joe Lombardi. Lombardi. Back up top to O'Connor. O'Connor guarded by McGargan. Over to Lombardi again. Huge pump fake as he tries to step the lane, but Collier's all over it. They force it back out. Hickmott looking to try and create some space here. Collier with a beat on Joe Lombardi. Serena Montero able to recover and able to beat out O'Connor. Rochester still in control as Bento's penalty is served. Kip Palpour gets wrapped by Mo. Morgan Bertram with a fantastic strip of Kip Palpour. Boston's going to be able to recover this, however. I believe this might be a call on Kieran Collier. The hit looked a little bit from behind. We'll see what the call is. Fantastic defense from Morgan Bertram. Shut Rochester down. Plenty of driving opportunities for Rochester. They're not able to convert. Harry Greenhouse cannot see out of his glasses. What's the point of having glasses? Time check.
13:33.
13:33 is the time. There's going to be no call on the play. Boston still in control of bludger. We got Ashley Dolan getting subbed in here on the chaser line. Skirl will swing it over to Bento. Bento. Back into the middle. Down low to Skirl. Montero creating tons of space up top here. Bento. Shooter's got to shoot. And it's good. Nope. Call behind. A little bit of miscommunication there from the refs. They're going to agree that it's a no goal. Ashley Dolan with a hard turtle here. That goal ref said it was good. However, Toby March feels otherwise. It's Ashley Dolan down below hoops with this quaffle.
Anything dry?
It is 14:09.
14:09 is the time from our timekeeper Ben Calder. It's going to be illegal playing after beat on Rochester. Still not confirmed whether or not the goal was called good. However, Ashley Dolan, based on her movement to the restrictor line, means that the goal was no good. So Ashkar will go to the box here. Only a blue. Ashkar, the penalty means that Ashley Dolan's able to move all the way to the other side of the keeper scores. It's a smart play from Ashley Dolan to not only move the ball back to the restrictor line of the keeper zone, but then move as far away from the beaters as she could to give herself plenty of time to get that goal. Here comes Bassam now. Bassam through the middle. Plenty of space, and that shot is good. Score? 90-30 Boston. You can see the scrappy mentality from Rochester. Like I said before, no quit. They didn't quit against Charlotte. Were able to get that third game back. They're certainly not quitting here, still within snitch range. There's Zach Doyle with the ball over to Ashley Dolan. Ashley Dolan's going to rip a shot. It's going to go behind to beat Bento. Throwing it over the top. She just got to shoot, and that goes in. Good bucket from Greg Bento. 15-20 from Ben Caldo is the time. Ashkar has the ball in the top right. An exchange of beats. Able to work the pass way down behind. I believe that's Vargas fighting for that loose ball. It's going to be a scrap. But Montero's able to clean that up and beat out Vargas. Here comes McCready and DeMuth for Boston. His fourth line. $100 to 30 is the score in favor of Boston. Ball getting worked down the right side. Throw across the middle. Vargas is able there.
No idea. I was trying to ask any human being. It's on us though. That we had to fix that because we thought you were with us. We did not realize it's our fault.
Here we have O'Connor handing the ball off to Vargas. Ashkar on the left. Giroso and O'Connor working that right side with a beater. DeMuth and McCready able to really just sit back at hoops. Big beat from DeMuth. A floated shot over the top is no good. Ball's going to get forced out of bounds here. No, it's not. It stays in. That's Ashkar taking several one-on-ones. And Mayer is there to scoop it up. However, there's probably going to be a penalty here on Tim Kerbel. It's going to be a yellow.
Legal contact at 16:54. Yes.
Time is 16:44. That scrap behind means Ashkar can do what Dolan did earlier. Move to the restrictor line of the keeper zone. Going to make Doyle have to step. There are no beaters back.
16:54.
Ashkar, pick of the litter with hoops and options to go through. Steps past Doyle, but he misses his shot. A rare mistake from Ashkar. Bento is able to recover.
You have 50 seconds.
Almost a tactical foul there. We have DeMuth and McCready having to work together here to get back bludger control from Rochester. DeMuth beats out Vargas. The Quaffles worked up to Zach Doyle. 20 seconds. Zach Doyle takes the drive. Switches it back up to Bento as DeMuth gets beat out. McCready gets the furthest bludger. Boston's going to have to reset this year as Bento gets hit in the back. But DeMuth's going to be able to cover him. Smart reset from Boston as they did not have a bludger to help cover the Quaffle. Ben Caldo, MVP, timekeeper here. Big exchange of beats. Boston's going to be able to get beater control out of this. Pass over. Mayer's going to get stuffed to the hoops. No, Boston might not get a goal here, but they were able to really work in the beater game and get back control. It might not look like it, This purple blends exactly in with Boston's new jerseys. McCready does have a ball. So O'Connor up top. Solomon Gominiak on the left.
1835-ish.
Vargas on the right. Costa's able to avoid a beat. DeMuth. Vargas slips a tackle. Beat by McCready gets blocked. Floater.
19 minutes!
Is no... They're going to have a discussion about this one. I believe that was Devin Standen with the goal. The goal will stand. Score is 130 and 140 in favor of Boston. So that goal will stand. Boston's going to take another beater sub here. DeMuth in, out for Havlin. Crady out for Zoo. Teddy's going to get hit by Vargas very early. With a good beat by Havlin.
19-20, Teddy.
Costa's going to work the right side with Krugel. Gets it back up there. Exchange of beats from Zoo. Finds Krugel. Fantastic pass. One-timer goal. Boston's offense, even so deep in these lines, are able to click. You can see here Boston really going to probably prioritize getting budget control back before we get snitch on pitch. They have a couple of goals to give up, but budget control really important.
Wow.
Leave us Gominiak with the ball. Gominiak breaks two different tackles. Almost gets stripped. Question on the play as to whether or not Gominiak was beat on the foot or came off broom. Correction, that's not Gominiak, that's Kiefer.
20 minutes, 7 seconds. 20 minutes, 7 seconds.
That is going to be a turnover. Does that goal count?
Yeah, I counted that.
Okay, that goal will count. It was not beat before. That'll be the last goal before we take the 2-minute timeout.
110-50.
110-50 is the score. Boston with a very healthy lead. A little bit unsure right now who is in control. There's still some sort of a discussion going on. However, if we learned anything from game one, Boston going to look to control the snitch, give their seeker lines as much time as possible so they can get out of this early. Snitch catch here for Rochester will be huge. Won't get them completely back in it, but anything is helpful. Set score will be 170. Snitch being worth 35, the rest will be made up in quaffle points.
Oh, yeah.
And the rain has stopped here in Boston.
Would you say that?
Knock on wood that it doesn't continue,
What is wrong with you?
as I get scolded. This might lead to a more dynamic game 3. I don't see the field drying off anytime soon, but it should hopefully allow for a little bit more control over the balls on the field.
More because I'm going to order one. I'm the tour one. Aaron says he's on magic codes. It's on my
It's looking like Greenhouse is going to be the same sticker here for Boston again.
We do need these. And you know what? I love that, like, in the fall.
Really effective against the snitch in game 1. Got an open look, finished his dinner.
Yeah.
It's all down to Havlin and Zoo giving him plenty of time. Again, it's going to be the BU connection of Greenhouse versus Kip Alpora, Master versus Apprentice.
Is it just purple or is it faded? Oh, well. I love it even more. I can show
Kip Alpora proved his worth to this Rochester team, able to pull a couple different snitches in the Super Series Rochester was at. Hasn't gotten many looks yet so far.
Yeah, he leans forward and he's flat-footed. That's like strike one and strike two.
A reminder that the set score is 170.
You gotta get lower than him. You gotta get lower than him.
We have one bludger behind Boston's hoops,
If you post him, you're done.
I think.
Post him, it's catching.
Lulu has a bludger in hand.
Nothing you can do about it.
Hickmont is about to pick up a bludger back at her hoops. Yes, Max is able to recover. Boston will be in control. A quick goal. And just like that, Boston is one step closer. Hickmont will beat out Greenhouse immediately. Palpor with plenty of time. However, Boston's beater game immediately all over Palpor. Palpor, half a look at most. That was really it. Here comes Jacobs. Jacobs past S2. Big hit, but it doesn't matter. Greenhouse probably ate his Wheaties for lunch with how late these games are, but man, is it working. The little shimmy. Boston is salsa dancing all over this snitch. Another quick catch. 155 to 40. 155-50 is the score. Boston 2 away. Harry Greenhouse proving experience over youth in this Seeker game. Jacobs does have the ball though. Immediately in front of hoops. A wrap, knocks over the hoop, loose ball, beat to the face. You hate to see it. Teddy Costa still on the ball. No reset is used. Gominiak, huge pass over to Ashkar. Ashkar with a good finish. No reset was used. Smart play by Gominiak. Stay on this side of the half. Beat over the top. That's two. Back over to Archibald. Archibald with room. Gets by one. Gets wrapped though. Gominiak also gets in on the game tackle. Archibald's fighting for it. Archibald does get tapped out. Did all he could, but Rochester comes up with it.
Because a lot of teams are still playing.
It's going to be O'Connor with the ball. Costa looking to be a little sneaky up top here. Going to just drop back on defense. O'Connor taking it up. We got Jack Mosley going down behind with Ashkar. Ashkar getting beat out. Gets it over Gominiak. Gominiak with a really late spin move, but able to get out of Grace Stash 2's wrap. Floater over the top. That's money for Jake Archibald. Gets a quick outlet to Kenny Costa. Gets by one. Gets it over to Beckman. Ball on the ground. Beckman drives and finishes. That's the up-tempo offense Boston's looking for. The sprints at the start of practice really paying off. Boston is one away. Boston did get in a beater sub there as we have Dillman and Nasta in with control.
Let's go, Boston!
Let's go!
That's Michaels with the ball. Looking for something down below. Greenhouse at point gets beat out. Michaels taking a ton of space with a floater. Swatted away by Beckman. Here comes Anglem. Anglem gets the ball stripped. Bludgers are on the ground. Greenhouse is able to scoop. Bludgers are still on the ground. Boston is on a fast break. Harry Greenhouse down the middle. Greenhouse finds the small hoop and it's good. Boston will take this game. 175-60 is the final.
All day.
Again,